Hey everyone, it's Paul, and I'm presenting to you from Telluride, Colorado this evening. Tonight, I'm going to talk to you about human dimensions. During this presentation, we will define human dimensions, identify barriers to environmental decision-making, and give case studies of intervention techniques that promote a desired behavior. I have this picture of myself and the rest of the Telluride cohort as the first slide because to understand human decision-making, you need to look no further than yourself. What are your own barriers that prevent you from making an environmentally friendly decision? What kind of shifts in systems, policies, or perspectives would you need to place in place to promote long-term environmental behavior? By observing what prevents us from making a desirable behavior, we can then come up with strategies to help others. I alluded to this in my first slide, but let's just give a quick definition of human dimensions. Human dimensions is the study of human decision-making and how our behavior affects Earth's climate, natural resources, and human health. Human dimensions research seeks to understand factors that influence decision-making, identify barriers preventing people from making certain decisions, and developing strategies that promote environmental behavior. Here's an example of what researchers in human dimensions might seek to answer. What are factors that are promoting this behavior in the picture in the top left corner? Scientists may do a survey and find that people don't recycle because of perceived inconvenience or a lack of infrastructure. Scientists and local officials can then come up with a strategy like creating a recycling center that address these barriers and promote the behavior in the bottom right. I think now with our growing population and increased consumption, there's an increasing need for this research. As we all know, the decisions we make affect Earth's climate and the availability of resources. There's some pretty alarming statistics on this slide that show an increase in human consumption and population. Given these trends aren't slowing down, it's important that we research what strategies will be effective in creating desired behaviors. Here are a few factors that influence consumer behavior. Everyone has different attitudes, values, and beliefs, so it's difficult to find a silver bullet strategy that will promote everyone to take a desired behavior. Human dimensions research can identify common barriers in a community and then discern a strategy that is best fit for that area. Here are 5 different intervention techniques scientists are using to reduce barriers and promote environmental decision making. In the next few slides, we will go over each of these and give examples of what interventions might look like. The first is education and awareness. Simply by providing information is a simple and common method to promote behavioral change. And this study took place in a food desert in South Carolina and hopes to reconnect respondents with their culture and get them eating a healthier diet. Respondents were challenged to eat a vegan diet for 3 weeks and were either given gift cards or recipes for vegan food. After the 3 weeks, the perceived barriers that vegan food is difficult to find was reduced, and respondents began to perceive the positive benefits of eating a vegan diet. Outreach and relationship building relates to providing services and goods that promote environmental attitudes and behaviors. Certain examples of intervention techniques that might be used here include workshops, trainings, and community engagement activities. The effectiveness of these techniques can be especially high when coupled with robust stakeholders and inter-community relations. Social influence refers to the effect of an individual's behavior on another. This technique communicates other members' behaviors to encourage behavioral change. Oftentimes, similar social groups have the same barriers. In this study, in the bottom bullet, researchers found older non-university respondents were less likely to change their diets than younger university respondents. An intervention using social influence might create space for peers or of different demographics to discuss a similar topic. Nudge interventions make a decision easy or set a desired decision as a default. An example of this would be a utility company providing energy from green sources unless otherwise requested. Another example would be changing the size or color of recycling bins to make recycling more appealing. Incentives encourage pro-environmental behavior through monetary or non-monetary ways. An example of this would be the Department of Transportation promoting public transportation by providing it free to young adults during summer months. They might also have advertisements focused on the positive aspects of public transportation, such as having time to read a book or saving money. These are just a few strategies that promote a desired environmental behavior. Of course, effective strategies will be different for everyone. I encourage you to think about what prevent you from making a certain decision and come up with strategies that reduce barriers to that behavior. Thanks for listening.